Hi, my name is Beth. I am co-founder and CEO of Three More. I'm excited today to walk you through the first in a series of what you get out of the box with Three More. Today we're going to start with our risk dashboard. The cool thing about this is basically the hub of everything that you do within Three More. So at the end, I would love for anyone who has thoughts or sees anything that we've missed or is like, that's not really intuitive, if you can provide feedback if you're watching this. So to get started, we're going to walk through what you get out of the box. Our risk dashboard is going to show you the repositories and the days since your last commit. Now, this example is with the assumption that you have a commit every 30 days. This is tunable. So if you don't have consistent days, but you have a maximum date, perhaps, then you can set it there so that we can track to see if you are within your company's normal range. Same goes for the days since your last pull request. For artifacts, essentially what we're checking is, can we identify artifacts associated with this repository? The reason why you might not have artifacts is something went wrong in your CI/CD pipeline. Or it could be that you don't have an artifact tracking repository. And that all goes into the automation and recommendations that we have, and I'll demo that at a different time. Next, you're going to see tests. Now, I've talked to a couple of people and they're like, yeah, but is it the right tests or not? And honestly, from a risk dashboard perspective, what we're trying to see is, do you have tests or not? And once we get further into the details in this path, you'll be able to identify if it's the right kind of tests, if you're missing some tests, what percentage of test coverage you have, etc. But for right now, in terms of a risk dashboard, we just want to know yes, no. Same with CI/CD. You could be using GitHub Actions, Travis, Jenkins, Circle CI. You can have all of it. And what we're tracking to see right now is if you have CI/CD. There is going to be a level of risk that we would like to tune with tests and CI/CD, and that is around, do you have enough test coverage? Do you have the right test coverage? And it looks like you have 5 different tools where you're doing CI and CD, but you only have CI and you don't actually have proper CD and there's no policies. Would you like to add that, correct it, or make some adjustments? Then we have code owners, because we believe that in the world of tech, one of the best ways to help in the event of an incident or vulnerability attack is to understand who are the right people, who are those subject matter experts. Now, the goal of this is not to assign blame for an incident. It's more, who are the subject matter experts that you might have to rely on when it comes to some of these incredibly complex systems. This first example is a perfect example because we'll see that we have 10 dependencies. That means that the inventory tracker is related to 10 other repositories or microservices, which means any sort of change up or downstream or a couple of steps out in that dependency graph, that could get spicy. And the last is vulnerabilities. So a lot of people are using Dependabot, but because your systems are so complex, you have a backlog of maybe version bumps or other fixes that you have through Dependabot, and you haven't been able to implement those. And that's something that we'll go over in the future, which is we'll be able to consolidate that and provide a holistic view, because GitHub is defined by the repositories, and we don't care about the repository, we care about the organization. So we're going to look at the organization holistically through that dependency graph so we can identify if there is risk or not in terms of doing a version bump or whatever the additional fix is. So all of that starts with the hub of our risk dashboard. So as I said before, I would love to know what it is that we're missing, what it is that you like, and if there's anything that you would change in terms of how we would present the data that we have here. All right, that's it for now. Thanks so much.